You matter. You matter. Till the day that you die, you will matter. And I hope you can see that you're worth being free, 'cause you matter.
A couple months ago, I started making kefir, which is a sort of liquid yogurt, you might call it. It's available in grocery stores, but it's very easy to make yourself as well. And after just about 6 weeks or so, my kefir grains had multiplied so much. And kefir grains, by the way, are the bacteria basically that turn milk into kefir. They eat the sugar in the milk, and you wind up with this sour liquid that's kind of like yogurt. So the kefir grains had multiplied and multiplied and multiplied, and they were starting to eat me out of house and home, it kind of felt like. So I thought, well, since I can't seem to give them away because no one, with one exception, no one in my circle cared to make their own kefir. So I couldn't give it away. I decided, well, since I bought the kefir grains on eBay, I'll see if I can sell the kefir grains on eBay. So I put the kefir grains up on eBay. I put the kefir grains up on my online store. And what do you know? I started making sales. Unfortunately, I made too many sales too quickly and didn't realize that I needed to put a little bit more information in the description to explain how they were going to be shipped. And so a couple of people received the shipment and just automatically assumed that the kefir grains were destroyed, damaged, unusable. No big deal. As an adult who can make her way in the world, I can rationally comprehend that it's no big deal if I get a refund request for an item that I sold for $5.99. This is not the end of the world. But try to tell my body that. So I went into a state of total dysregulation over a refund request for $5.99. And it put me in such a state of, I would call it almost terror and negative expectation. And when I stopped to think about it, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm afraid of. What am I expecting? What terror do I expect to overtake me? I had no idea. But eventually, I finally started to associate this feeling with other experiences that I had had of feeling this same way. And so I decided what I was going to do. I was going to lie down for a little bit and just let myself feel the feelings. Just breathe and let the feelings be there and just let them move on through and see what happened. And after a couple minutes, they did pretty much move on through, but there was another thought that came up, and it was a memory of other negative expectations that have triggered this same feeling of near terror. And one of those is, no one will ever love me, no one will ever want me. And what came to mind, what I realized is thoughts like that, the power of thoughts like that, some of the power at least, is that they've been there for a long, long time. Perhaps my entire life. And depending on, there's some weird stuff out there, some possibilities of what can get passed on from mother to child. And it's entirely possible that thoughts like that, thoughts like no one will ever want me, no one will ever love me, go back for generations, not just years or decades of my own life, but generations. And are they true? I don't know. But what determines most of my most of the outcome in my life isn't a fearful or negative thought. It's what I choose to do. And when I kind of brought myself back or came back to the present moment and what's going on in my life, what I can choose to do in this moment, I realized I grew up being afraid of my own negative expectations, as though a thought, a negative thought, a fearful thought, even a hateful thought, or just any sort of thought that doesn't come with maybe religious approval, that the thought itself was dangerous. And I have learned over the past few years, the thoughts come, the thoughts go, the feelings that accompany them sometimes, the emotions, the physical sensations that accompany them, they come, they go. Sometimes they go a whole lot faster if you just let yourself feel them and experience them and don't try to resist them. You don't even need to explain them sometimes. You can just, they're there, they need to be acknowledged, and then they can go. It's all right. I hope to speak to you again soon. Take good care of yourself. You are worth it.
It came like the truth to accuse and accost me, stayed in my mind and it grew till I lost me, crawled in a hole, drew the whole gown across me, thought it was better not to live. But it was just a lie designed to control me, a deadly little lie to neutralize my power. It was just a lie designed to convince me that nothing I could say would ever set a captive free. You came with the truth to so gently allure me, battle my fears and more firmly adjure me. You know my heart and so you can assure me there was a better way.